Hey, it's Jamie from Our Footy Story. In the first few years of football in Melbourne, there was no organised competition or premierships as we know today. What they did have was a series of challenge cups that were about up until the formation of the VFA in 1877. The first cup was offered up by the Caledonian Society in 1861, but after some bad planning, it was finally played off for between University and Melbourne in 1862. Well, straight away, University were called out for having 5 extra players on the field, which would have been a bit hard to hide because I had no doubt there would have been plenty of spectators. And it took them 3 Saturdays until Melbourne finally kicked a goal. So that would have been about 12 to 15 hours of play until Melbourne finally kicked a goal and took possession of the Caledonian Cup. Unfortunately, they lost it 3 weeks later because it went like this. Once you had the cup, any other team could challenge you for it. And the team that would become the permanent holder of the cup would be the first team that could see off 3 consecutive challenges. The second cup was put up by the Athletic Sports Committee and finally ended up with South Yarra. The third and final cup before the VFA was called the South Yarra Presentation Cup, put up by the South Yarra Football Club in 1870, no doubt pumped by winning the previous one. It was won that year in 1870 by Albert Park, but not without controversy. At the start of the season, Albert Park won the Presentation Cup off South Yarra and then were duly challenged by the Hobsons Bay Railway team. Now, the Railway team may not have thought this through because when the day came, they could only field 14 of the 20 players and refused to take the field. Well, the Albert Park team refused to call it off and their entire team took the field and promptly kicked 2 goals against no opposition and then called it the second win of the 4 that they would eventually get. Obviously, the other teams led by South Yarra were a bit annoyed and they argued that that second win over Albert Park should have been a forfeit, not a win. Well, the issue couldn't be resolved and Albert Park reluctantly gave the cup back to its original owner, South Yarra, still claiming that the cup should have been theirs.
1, 2, 3, 4.